Hello, and welcome to yet another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am one of your hosts for tonight, Spec or Spectral Haunts, and I will be playing one Quinn Queen, and I am joined at this current time zone, whatever it may be for you, by the lovely, the wonderful, the creative.
Hi, I'm RJ. I'm playing Koshka.
A beloved as well.
Aww.
Hello, I don't think you've been to many of the AI FPSs, but we are notorious for
This
our
is my
intros.
first.
It is! Well, fun fact about AI FPSs, we are notorious for one, starting late. As you may have noticed, we started 8 minutes late. And we're also kind of known for whoever starts the intro tends to just compliment the other people as much as they can before they either
Nice.
stopped or we've reached the 15-minute mark.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yes, we have done compliments wars for like 15 minutes until somebody in the comments bonked us. So yeah, welcome to the. You're officially now part of the. You're officially done a true AI FPS because you started late and it started with compliments. So welcome.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, we have two Polongos
Fantastic.
here. We have two
Yeah.
Polongos here who met recently at a very nice, wonderful festival, and
They did. They had a great time as well, surprisingly.
the festival was really fun. Quinn actually had a lot of fun at that.
Hell yeah, we take those.
The win in the book.
Koshka's had so much fun, as a matter of fact, that they've come to find those people again. Also, definitely not because Redcon insists that they need friends. So
Retcon voice, you need friends. Come on, this group didn't crash and burn. Go find them. Go.
Yeah, so Koshka's just gonna pop out of a puddle or something, some reflective surface, to come to the material plane to go find people. What would Quinn be doing right about now, do you think?
Well, Quinn is very much trying to get adjusted to living in Villestown more, especially since he's kind of been with Minami a lot more, and he is kind of just honest. I'm gonna roll a quick survival.
Uh-huh.
Because I am kidnapping something that a different character does, because Quinn does have a variation of the gag. Okay, he's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
He is not currently in a murder scene.
That would be slightly awkward.
It would be very in character for him.
Goodness. So,
yeah,
we established he's not in a murder scene.
Yes, which makes it a lot easier for me because Quinn has two vibes, which is caught in a murder scene or just wandering in circles, does not know what to do outside of his job. He has no social life. Quinn is probably, honestly, like I said, wandering around. He's very likely to just kind of be walking around Valestown. Probably not riding his motorcycle right now, just because that'd be harder for Koshka to catch. But he does tend to wander around Valestown a lot, partially in case he runs across a murder, because it's a lot easier to solve the murder while you're there than being called to it.
True.
We love AI detectives and their not normal ways of finding crime. And then also he would be hanging out with Minami, but he kind of spends a lot of time with Minami, and he does feel a little bad, and Minami's probably busy and has other stuff to do. And hanging out with Leo right now is a bit of a... They're still acquaintances. He is not going to push that. So he's just kind of wandering around. I mean, there's also the other people he's met, but it's just kind of just one of those, I'm just going to wander around and waste time because I am awkward social being.
All right then.
I
Go
cannot emphasize this
ahead.
boy is a disaster. He seems so calm in that festival. That was entirely because Minami was there, who acts as like his entire anchor to reality. Would you remove Minami, I hand you just a disaster given form.
You know what? Okay, this could be funny. Go ahead and roll perception, and I'm gonna roll contesting stealth, and we'll see if he spots Koshka climbing out of a window pane.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I rolled a 6. There is
13.
there is a ghost climbing out of a window pane.
Quinn just kind of blinks at that. And I'm gonna roll quick. 2 things. Yep, makes sense. Yep, makes sense. He kind of just blinks for a second, and before he takes a couple of steps back, and he is. Quinn, do you remember this person, actually? Hold up, I could actually roll that. Do you realize what is going on? Quinn voice, do I know this person? Quinn has no idea.
Oh my god.
Quinn is seeing this, and is just backing up very slowly.
Koshka like looks around, spots Quinn, and goes, "Oh, well, that was fast. Hello again."
We're rolling another
you
history
okay?
now at advantage because he said hello again, so I should know this person. Okay, I'll take it.
12. Okay,
There's
cool.
a pause as Quinn kind of blinks. Oh, yes. We've met before, haven't we, at the festival? I will say Quinn does not remember your name, though, because that is still 12.
Yes, that's right. I'm I'm Koshka. You called that last time.
Yes. Quinn Queen.
Arkle. Are the you seemed acquainted with that mouse girl. Is she around?
There's a shake of his head. No, not. The narrowing of his eyes. Why?
Oh, there's a pause. Not you can tell it's not a shit. What's a good lie? Pause. It's a how do I word this in a way that isn't awkward as hell? Pause. Um, before Koshka kind of like shrugs slightly and goes, "Was hoping to talk to you all. It was fun this time."
Quinn kind of relaxes a bit because, okay, there's not ill intentions here, it seems. Well, she is not here right now. So sorry. And I don't know where the others are either.
That's okay. Do you have time to talk? I'd like to get to know you a little.
Quinn kind of takes a deep breath before he gives a slow nod. Yes, I talk. Is everything okay? Or is it really just wanting to? Makes an awkward motioning of his hand to be like, just interact.
It really is just to interact. I don't tend to come to the material plane very much.
Quinn just kind of gives a slow nod. Quinn voice, what do you mean you just want to interact? There should be some sort of use here. I feel like we're missing it. Quinn voice, what is this going on? Huh? Quinn voice, what? I love that we've put the two awkward social beings who have no social skills together, and it's just watching a slow dumpster fire. Affectionate.
Koshka like floats closer, realizes, oh wait, this is a material plane, and like drifts to the floor to be walking, quote unquote, but since they started floating, since they started moving by floating, you can tell they're not actually walking; they're just simulating it.
Quinn kind of blinks and just stares at that. And he's like, and he thinks to himself, okay, you're very much dead. This is fine. Quinn voice, this is fine. I'm having a normal one over this. For our dear audience who was not here for who's not able to listen to the festival game, does not know Quinn lore, Quinn is from Fort Sinan, which has a very big emphasis on cycles, and the dead are kind of a taboo thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a normal one.
I'm gonna roll insight, see if Koshka picks up on any of this. What's your insight? It is not great. Oh, that's pretty good though. 16.
I gotta legally roll deception because Quinn would not want Koshka to know how put off he is by all this.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
He can't even beat. They'd have to roll a natural 20 to beat that one. Ripperoni.
Let me just. Okay, dice. Okay.
Not the natural 20 I meant.
For the audience, I went to roll disadvantage because I was like, you know what? It's a lot easier for me to roll a low number than to ask RJ to roll a nat 20, and then the dice gave me a nat 20. So it's going great. It's going great.
So Koshka doesn't pick up on the uncomfortableness and will continue to simulate walking.
Yeah, Quinn's just perfectly chill. Everything's going great. There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
God. Fucking Koshka like floats a bit closer, taking a curious look around, and goes, so do you live around here? I've never been here before.
Quinn kind of gives like a little tilting of his hand. Kind of. I'm staying here right now.
So you move around a lot.
There's a nod. I'm not even from this country, technically. So I mostly just stay in different hotels. But I'm currently staying here to study under my mentor.
Your mentor? You a student of some kind?
Yeah, I mentioned before I was a detective. Minami is my mentor.
Ah.
I'm technically a full-fledged detective, but it doesn't hurt to have someone to study under, especially not from.
It's always good to have someone to watch your back.
There's a nod.
Feel free to roll insight on that, by the way.
Thank you. Listen, I'm the type of person who will roll insight on every word you say, so you have to give me like a hint on when I'm actually okay to roll insight.
This is blanket permission. You can roll insight at any point during this FPS. Okay, 15.
Handshakes, you can roll insight whenever.
I'm gonna give you that. There's an old sadness to those words. Like the kind of sentiment that's like an old worn sweater that you used to love that you can't really wear anymore, kind of deal. I think is the best analogy for it.
Old. Quinn kind of looks at that, and I'm gonna be honest, he clocks that you are dead, and then puts that next to it, and goes, ah, yes. grief.
Putting 2 and 2 together to get 16. Okay.
Is it the right answer?
Honestly,
No.
a logical 16 to achieve.
I mean, is it possibly the right answer? We don't know. Is he gonna stick with it instead of actually, considering a different thing? For now, yes. He is smart. He is very smart. But he is also very biased right now.
Yeah. Koshka shakes off the sadness pretty quickly though and goes, so, Mr. Detective, what kind of things do you look for?
I'm mostly a murder case.
Ah. Big money detective, alright.
There's a snort. I don't really do it for the money.
Mm. So you're not on a cop salary.
No, I'm not on a cop salary here.
Cool. There is a very visible, like, release of tension from the shoulders. You can tell Koshka is ACAB as hell.
Would you like to roll insight on Quinn?
I would love to roll insight on Quinn. Oh, that's a 21.
You can tell Quinn has a really because it's inside and you don't actually know the lore, but you could tell just based off the way he says it, he has a very complicated history with the cop system. Though he isn't lying when he says he's never been on the salary of one.
Hmm.
Me handing you the son of an inspector for a police force.
Koshka notices that and kind of chuckles a little self-consciously, rubbing the back of their neck, and just goes, where I was, where I came from, let's just say, law and order and justice didn't necessarily be the same thing.
Quinn gives a nod. I can understand that. Don't worry, I do not judge you for your opinions if that is what you're worried about. And he kind of gives a small nod. Just because someone is in the law field does not mean that they actually seek justice correctly.
That's certainly true. The more things change, the more things stay the same, but this place is very different.
How so? I don't let you know where you're from. He kind of crosses his arm and tilts his head slightly.
It's, well, assuming that part of the ritual went correctly, it's far from.
Ritual?
Just get another roll, a little bit of yeah. It's nothing you need to worry about. I can't replicate it here, so
Is that a deception?
that's a deception.
Come on, Quinn, you can technically beat that.
Oh shit, you do. Yeah. So, wait.
If you want,
You
though,
still beat that.
if you want, though, he can. We can't ignore it because I do not mind ignoring insight rolls for plot reasons.
No, I'm content to let this happen. I fucked up the modifier. It's actually a +8, but meets it beats it because I'm setting the DC. So, you can tell the lie isn't that they can't replicate it. The lie is that it's not something to worry about.
And Quinn kind of just narrows his eyes slightly and tilts his head a little more. Are you sure about that?
Well, relatively. Assuming all my notes were destroyed as I intended.
Quinn kind of nods. I see.
But, like I said, even if they were, well, they can't replicate this particular act. This was not possible. That's enough for that.
A nod, and Quinn drops it. Though he is mentally noting all of this. Detective brain go burr.
One thing that you can pick up, they're not being evasive for the sake of being evasive. There is you've seen trauma. You've
Quinn's
seen
seen a lot of trauma.
yeah. That's oof.
And Quinn's,
That's an oof right
honestly, Quinn does respect it, and that is part of the reason he drops it.
there. Hell yeah.
He is very hot-blooded and does not think things through, but he is kind of already very much put his normal emotions in a box because the person in front of him is dead, and he's trying to be very calm and logical about how he acts here. Which is good, because anything that would normally cause him to react isn't having such a big a thing, because he's already kind of put all his little emotions in a little container.
Yeah, he's put the kid gloves on. Koshka does like relax that he drops it, and goes, I will admit it was strange to me that this place doesn't run guilds.
What was the last part? You cut out for me.
It was strange to them that this place doesn't run on guilds.
Yeah, I actually haven't been to a place with guilds. Is that a common thing where you're from?
The city is ostensibly it's how do I describe this? There is an oath, the Guild Pact. It it's a piece of magic tied to the plane I'm from. It's the basis for law in that plane. Each of the guilds is connected to it.
Quinn kind of gives a nod. Okay. And you can insight that if you want.
They will. That's not 20.
I'm not gonna even roll against that because I respect nat 20s here. Quinn is, how do I word this? A mix of uncomfortable and unsettled by the idea of magic being so involved in a society. He's almost suspicious of it.
There are people, well, I say people, one specific person who holds the power of the Guild Pact, and they serve as mediator, officiate. I don't quite know the word, but they are the judge and jury should one of the guilds accuse someone of breaking the guild.
There's a nod.
The Guild Pact forms the basis of law in Ravnica. But the law itself is... well... that entirely depends on whose guilds, in which land, which area, which guild you fall under.
And so these guilds, are they groups of people or types of magic, or?
Yes. They are like-minded individuals who tend to work under a specific way of life. These ways of life often have their own particular rituals and particular magics. The Azorus Senate, for example, is the main judicial guild. They have a focus on more arcane magics. They have law mages, for example. The Orzhov Syndicate, they have the main church of Ravnica.
Church.
And the main bank, too. Roll insight.
Mm-hmm. That's a 22.
Wait, nice. Okay, cool. There is a distinct rage when they start talking about the Orzhov Syndicate.
Quinn kind of tilts his head slightly. Could you tell me more about that, actually?
They have the belief that money, the money is power, power is religion. You can buy your way into heaven. But what they actually do is they run a racketeering project, basically. They offer protection. And if you don't pay up, they send someone to kill your family or break your shops. All under their moniker of obtaining profits. Greed is their god and their lever.
Oh, that was a wonderful line right there. Sorry, I have to comment on that. That was a wonderful.
I stole it.
It's still a wonderful line.
Stole it.
Still a wonderful line. You may have stolen it, but it's still a wonderful line, and it was very well delivered. Quinn kind of presses his lips into a thin line at that and narrows his eyes, and I won't even make you roll insight. He is obviously unhappy with that description.
Mm-hmm. What's your passive perception?
What is your passive perception, Quinn? 13.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Because that was a 10. Cool. You do hear this then. The Koshka mutters under their breath. Bastards couldn't even let me run.
Ah, I see. I see. I am starting to think I'm noticing a violence you are putting in front of me. I stare at this knife. I grab it. Welcome to AI. We collect knives. Quinn kind of looks, hears that, and he frowns. And then there is a pause. Yeah, no, he's blunt. Is that how you died?
god. Oh, okay, alright. Well, they disguised that reaction. Fucking god damn it.
Yeah!
Die.
Holy sh... Quinn can't even beat That's a nat 20!
28 deception. So they do manage to hide the full body flinch. No. What? No, that's not what?
Well, you mentioned they kill people, and you said they wouldn't even let you run.
Oh, you heard that.
A nod.
I believe the last time we met, I mentioned planeswalkers.
I believe so too.
They have something called a spark. They can planeswalk, which is very literal. They can travel between different planes.
A nod.
Their spark is what lets them do this. It awakens.
There's a tilting of his head. And he's following along, but you can tell he doesn't quite know where you're going with this. Being a Quinn has no knowledge of the multiverse.
Yeah. Being a planeswalker is less than 1 in a million odds. Having an ignited spark is even rarer. You can planeswalk without having the spark, but that's what I was trying to.
There's a nod. And
I thought if I could figure it out, I'd be able to get more people away, but they interrupted me.
Get away?
And it's from Ravnica to somewhere else. Amonkhet or Innistrad, somewhere like that. Another plane.
There's a... He's quiet before he nods. And there is a bit of respect in his eyes now.
The syndicate took objection to me stealing customers. They sent enforcers after. They sent enforcers after me, and they interrupted the ritual. Instead of traveling to a different plane in whole form, my soul was torn from my body and sent to. Well, this isn't any plane I'm familiar with.
My turn to roll something. Okay. Quinn kind of flinches slightly at that before he nods. I see then. So you're not quite dead as much as lost.
Well, I wouldn't even say lost. Theoretically, if I get powerful enough to learn this world's magics, I might be able to figure out a way to go back. I know where my plane is. But even if I get back, I'll still be. Makes a vague gesture at themselves.
Dead.
Yeah.
And there's a nod. Me sitting here rotating Quinn right now, and the emotions he's giving me are very complex.
Yeah. You wanna offload some of those emotions? You wanna offload some of those emotions with a 16 insight?
Let's see. Does he? Do you mind if I roll a deception?
Go for it, man.
I
Oh,
guess.
shit, nice.
I guess he does. Quinn is very obviously upset by this information, and he seems conflicted on what to say or how to respond to this. You can tell it's very much centered around the you being dead thing.
If your detective duties include destroying the undead, tell me now, so I'll have a 5-second head start to run.
I'll carry over your insight at that. He looks away.
Oh shit! Okay. I was joking, but do they actually do that?
Not my duties here. In this country.
Well, that's a loaded statement.
What'd you say?
They said, well, that's a loaded statement.
That is a loaded statement. I will let you roll another insight, because this is slightly different stuff.
Okay. Does Koshka have guidance? I forget. No, they don't. Oh, that's still really good, though. 21.
Should I be violent and roll with deception and see if I get a low roll?
I think do it at disadvantage.
I'll do it at disadvantage, because I want...
A gesture at his previous reactions.
Yeah. Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it. Hell yeah.
Whew. You can tell that Quinn is not lying about that. His role here in this country does not include that. But you can tell that is the reason he is so uncomfortable around you. There is a part of him that is supposed to do that. That is a meets it, beats it, so you can't tell much beyond that. I will let you roll one more time at advantage.
At advantage, okay.
To see if you can get this last little piece.
I mean, a 1 in 10 chance of doing better. He gets the 1 in 10 chance.
Yes!
Oh my god. We take those. We take those.
That's a nat 20! He doesn't seem entirely eager to do it. In fact, it's very reluctant, and you can tell if he had wanted to, he would have done something by now.
Koshka thinking quickly.
Koshka, voice, this is no longer a safe space, I see.
Well, we're not in whatever country that is that has those duties, so you don't have to.
It's a lot more complex than that, I'm afraid. Though I've learned that here in Anquo, the undead are a lot more common and accepted. So I am aware that where I am from does not have the same viewpoint as others, and I do not have the jurisdiction to do anything.
What, hypothetically, if you had the jurisdiction, what would you do?
I'm carrying that nat 20 over because I don't want these two to hate each other. Um, I would do my job. And you can tell, though, as he says that, the reluctance from before is still there.
Oh, okay. You do your job, but what does that mean?
Where I'm from, and he gives a motion of his hand, there is this thing called cycles, where it's extremely important that broken. The dead and the undead are examples broken. And although not everyone, he kind of shifts a bit. There are those feel we should help the dead move along so that their cycles.
Say that last bit again, sorry, you cut out.
The last part,
Yeah.
and there are some. He kind of shifts a bit and shifts a bit. Believe it is our job to help people return to their cycle when it's been broken.
Whether they want to or not, I'm assuming.
That is the debate. The undead is a well, they're not quite common enough for us to really talk about it a lot.
Hmm.
If you think I'm going to strike you down right here, I'm.
Well, no, clearly not. If you were going to, you'd have done something. And then I would have fought back, and it would have been a bad time for everyone involved.
A nod.
I suppose this is a good note. Don't go to wherever you're from.
There's a snort. Don't worry, that is not what everybody thinks. In fact, the majority of the people, as long as you're happy, will just. Oh, there will be a lot of pity, and the dead just don't really hang out where I'm from.
Hmm. Well, it's a good thing that we're not there then.
There's a flinch before nod. Yes, we are very much not there.
Wait, that came out wrong. I meant it's a good thing we're not there because then if we were there, we wouldn't be having this conversation and we wouldn't get to be friends.
You want an insight?
Yeah?
You
Oh,
use
insight.
it. Use the specific word.
I did use a specific word. That's not their best insight.
I will not
15.
counter that. I'm not even counter that. Quentin kind of blinks a bit in surprise at the word friend. In confusion, even.
I mean, we don't have to be friends if you don't want to, but
No,
I don't know.
I don't mind, really.
Cool.
Roll a deception for one thing to counter that. Yep, nope, that's all.
I can't even do that. I can't even beat that.
Oh no,
I
it
can't
makes.
even meet that.
I will let you know it makes very much sense that he gets a high deception on this because taps this. This boy can fit so much trauma. He's been rolling pretty high on this one, so it's fitting.
Mm-hmm. Koshka does a relieved little chuckle and then reaches over and nudges Quinn in the arm and goes, "Well, if you need someone to go spy on a crime scene for you, you know where I am. Or wait, you can call me."
There's a snort. Well, that actually doesn't sound like a bad thing. I mean, it would be nice to not be the one almost dying for once.
Yeah, don't do that. I can tell you from experience, it sucks.
Quite sure it would. I will say, the whole not dying thing is also something we are very big on. So I think that's kind of everywhere too. And there's a bit of
Yeah,
a smile at the joke.
Yeah, most places tend to put an onus on that. I've heard Amonkhet was weird about that though. Anyway.
Tilting of his head.
My knowledge of other planes is a little bit limited. Syndicate controlling information, etc. But from what I've heard, Amonkhet is big on the whole dying to become an immortal servant to their god emperor. It's a big honor or something. I don't know.
There is a sneer from Quinn. He doesn't even hide that.
Yeah, that was my reaction too.
Okay.
If I'm gonna die, I'd rather not live a life in servitude. What'd you say?
He was like, I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah, Koshka just snorts and goes, if I'm gonna live my undead life, I'd rather not do it in servitude, thanks.
Agreed. He kind of tilts his head before he glances at the window. Was that a ghost thing you did? Also.
Oh no, I I normally reside in Retcon's plane by the River of Time. There's a pool that we use to get from that plane to the material plane and back. You just go through a reflective surface. The others have to do it through water, but I can do it through windows. Anything that has a reflection.
Retcon?
Yeah, when I appeared in this series of planes, I appeared in the River of Time. The first thing I saw was this big ass ball of yarn staring down at me.
Quinn's just blinking in confusion. I hate
yeah,
you,
that was my reaction.
Atheist.
Yeah, that was my reaction, except with a lot more screaming. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll ask him if I can bring you there. It's pretty chill, except for Throttles and Hoop. Yeah.
All right then.
there's a yeah, kind of has Quinn ever seen anyone with siblings?
Yes,
does Quinn have
very
siblings?
much seen somebody with siblings. I look at a certain twin redheads
Yeah. That's the fucking my siblings are being annoying as hell kind of reaction.
There's a genuine snort from him, which he kind of muffles a bit with his hand.
Yeah, laugh it up. You're not the one who has to stop Throttles from swimming in the river of time.
And is there something wrong with that?
If you swim in the river of time, there's a almost 100% chance that you'll be discorporeated across all the timelines, but like that's mess to clean up, so.
I see. Very much does not see. But we love Quinn, the real kind, trying to act like he knows what he's talking about here. Quinn voice, this all
Yeah.
makes sense. Lots of sense. Absolutely. Quinn internally, what? By the moon, what is he saying? What are they saying right now?
Koshka just kind of waves a hand like, it's a whole thing, don't worry about it. Yeah, so yeah, point is if you need a hand, just go yell at a puddle or something. I'll probably hear.
I will remember that. So I'll
Yeah.
make sure to never ask for your help back home. For your sake.
I mean, if you need my help, you need my help. Call for me whenever. That's what friends do, I think.
He kind of blinks at that. I don't know if that's what friends do, but makes sense. Yes. He's smiling at you.
Yeah, Koshka's grinning a little bit.
So I probably won't need your help. I tend to have myself taken care of.
Well, that's good. But if you should ever need someone to watch your back, and Minami isn't there to help, or you need another set of eyes that can see in the dark, that's, yep.
I don't think Minami can do that, so that is something I could call for you to help with.
Then you have my eyes, and you have my, stick. With, like, flicks a wrist and summons a quarterstaff.
Wait, hold up. If I remember saying, wait, I need to make sure I'm not going crazy. Is Quinn the person with this weapon? He is. Quinn pauses before he kind of reaches behind his back, and he pulls out a quarterstaff that's been folded, and he just kind of quickly puts it together. Ah, so you use these too.
Not very well. I tend to be better with a dagger, but I can use a stick.
There's a snort. If you would like me to teach you, I can help.
It's less a matter of teaching, and you know what? Why don't I just show you? Fucking. All right, that's a 9 on the dice, plus 3 proficiency, minus 1. Like, turns, looks at a wall, takes a swing, and it just comically like bonks off. Judder up their arms, the very noodly arms that they got.
Quinn just kind of is doing right little prayer hands.
Their form's not bad. They just don't have much power to put behind the hit.
Quinn with a 19 strength just standing there.
Koshka's got a 9 in strength.
Quinn just standing there.
Like I said, I'm better with a dagger.
I see why now. Gosh, the line Quinn just handed me. Quinn kind of blinks. Have you considered trying something like maybe a gun? Or
A gun? I mean, I've never, used one before. I think the Izzet League had some, but
I can show
I've
you how to
never had
use one, but it would be a good ranged weapon at least. Considering nods towards the stick, as polite as he can.
yeah. You want to know the really funny part?
What?
Koshka has improved packed weapon, so theoretically they could summon a gun.
This makes me so happy, actually.
So Koshka like shrugs and nods like, yeah, okay, that could be fun.
I mean, I could definitely show you some tricks with it. I've been using one since I was a lot younger.
A lot younger? How old are you?
Crosses his arms and lifts his head. 16.
You're an infant.
Excuse me?
You're a fetus. What the hell?
No, I am not.
You're not even legal. You can't even drink.
What? That doesn't matter here.
What do you mean it doesn't? What?
I am basically a grown adult.
My guy, you can't even vote.
I'm not from this country. I wouldn't plan on voting. And I think I don't know what there's going on with the government here.
I mean, so far it looks better than what Ravnica had, so I'm in favor of it.
There's a snort.
Still, that's besides the point. You are a single-celled organism. What the hell?
I am not.
Is that why you're so short?
I am very tall for a real kind.
How tall is Quinn?
Quinn is 5'10".
So there's a foot height difference between these two.
I hope you realize I purposely made sure of that in that title card. I put a whole head between them. This was on purpose.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
It makes me so happy.
Koshka's like just fucking like shit-eating grin on their face right now, kind of casually leaning against their quarterstaff like you are so tiny I can barely even see you. Oh my god. They gave you a detective license.
Yes, because I passed the test and I live up by myself.
That's wow. I listen, no judge on any skill that you have. From what I've seen, you're very competent. But you are a fetus, my guy.
I am almost 17. But as like his arms crossed.
Koshka keeps like trying to speak and then dissolving into laughter again.
I am. How old are you even?
Oh goodness. Well, when I attempted the ritual, I was fuck, how old was I? 37? Maybe? Hang on. Starts counting on their fingers. 38. It was 2 days after my birthday. And I don't know how long it's been since then, so who knows now. But that's
can't
over
help that
double
you're
your
old.
age. I'm a ghost. It's not like I'm gonna age.
You're old.
It's really not.
You're stuck old now.
It's not that old. Humans theoretically have a lifespan of at least 80 years. 80 to 100.
Yes, which means I am quite far into my lifespan already.
You're really not. You are not even a fifth of the way through.
I am almost.
You'll be a fifth of the way through in 3 years and change. That's not almost.
That is almost.
No, it's not.
It's close enough.
The more you argue this point, the younger you sound.
No. Also, I did math, and if the lifespan's 80 years, he's exactly a fifth of the way.
Yeah, but that's lowballing it. 80 to 100, assuming we go about 90.
Yeah,
a fifth of the way through of that would be.
He is grasping for straws here.
Yeah. Koshka's gonna laugh at him either way, so.
As you should. Quinn is just crossing his arms defiantly, like, no, I'm not a baby.
Well, now I definitely want you to call me if you need any help. It would be a shame for you to have your lifespan cut short, oh mighty detective.
Yes, it would be.
So that's a promise then.
Alright. I will call you if I need help.
I'm glad.
Me, who knows Quinn's tendency to decide if actually help. This will be a problem to unpack later.
Koshka is making a mental note to when they manage to find Minami to talk to her as well, to mention that Quinn made this promise to them so that she knows as well.
See, that's good. Because poor Minami
remember
is constantly in a crisis over this.
They remember being young and feeling like they were invincible. They quickly learned. They don't want Quinn to have to learn that same mistake, so bring it up to the person they know Quinn listens to.
He's smiling, knowing Quinn doesn't think he's invincible.
Yeah, I know that, and you know that, but Koshka's only level 1 friendship right now. I suspect they've got to get to at least level 4 before they start unlocking the juicy shit.
They haven't unlocked the tragic backstory yet. Oh, I love this so much. Quentin kind of nods. I promise it is then. He's not handing me much else other than being a little angry child at being called baby.
I think Koshka would uh glance around again and go, so where's a good place to take in some sights?
Well, there is a park nearby, and there's a good couple of places you can eat here. I will admit, I don't quite know all the big locations yet, as much as I know places that tend to have murder.
Well, we could go investigate together. Hopefully not run into a murder scene.
He kind of looks up at that. I mean, I was just wandered around waiting for one to happen.
That's that's not necessarily the healthiest mentality in the world.
Oh,
I think
he kind of just gets a trick. It just happens. And if I'm lucky, I don't end up almost dying in the process.
that's definitely not healthy.
He gives a wave of his hand.
Who knows? Maybe with me here it won't happen so much. I don't fully understand the tune things yet.
I don't think it's quite much of a tune thing, but it, I I think I just have bad luck. Though it does tend to be better around most people. There is a person who used to be the worst around, but not anymore. And you can inside that if you want.
I'm absolutely inciting that. Where's my d20? Nice. That's the wrong area. I need it in this channel. 21. I put it in the gallery by mistake.
That happens so much, genuinely. When it is, you can tell there's grief in that sentence. And despite the morbid subject, a sense of longing.
Mm. I think Koshka files that away for future reference. And goes, well, let's roll the dice, I guess.
There's a snort.
You coming?
I'm coming.
You...
He kind of just follows after you with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, I think we can zoom
that's
out
a good place
after
to
that.
Wrap it up. They unpacked a lot, both of them.
Friend obtained.
Friend obtained. We got through an FPS where Quinn did not try to murder him, so we're doing good.
Wow.
All right. Well, thank you to all our future listeners. We hope you're having a wonderful time zone.
Yeah.
And
sorry, the fact that the bar is we got through an FPS with Quinn without murder.
Okay.
That's where the bar is.
I hate to break it. I hate to say it, but if you look at the Quinn history, if we get through an FPS where there's no violence, even his fluff FPS with Leo had them doing a mock fight. If we get through a Quinn FPS without violence, we've kind of surpassed the standards significantly. And especially considering that Koshka is quite literally something Quinn has been raised to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking this as a win.
Amazing.
The bar is very low here. Well, with that said, I believe it is time we say goodbye.
Goodbye, listeners.
Bye!